welcome to today's edition of Capital Show. Today we look at the zoning argument about the presidency of the 2023 general election. The latest vociferous argument in Nigeria is the suggestion that the two dominant parties, the All Progressive Congress and the People's Democratic Party, should present Nigerians with two Southeasterners as the presidential candidate in 2023. This is predicated on the terra of shared nationhood and non-discriminatory governance and commonality of purpose. But as usual, there are opponents and proponents of this argument. The argument of those in support of zoning the presidency to the southeast include that, number one, that going by the pre-independence arrangement of Nigeria into Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo, that it is only the Igbo that are here to produce an elected president in the Nigerian settlement. And going by that, an Igbo president would be in the interest of fairness, equity, and justice, and will help foster a Nigeria where no part would feel left behind. Secondly, and partially predicated on the first argument, is that an Igbo presidency would foster peace and allay fears of domination by certain ethnic regions because they have the numbers. As we all know, in a democratic setting, the game is all about numbers. This, they argue, will help enhance the integration and help unify the country. Thirdly, those zoning argue that the president of the Southeast will shift the argument from identity politics, that is where someone comes from, to the politics of competence of issues that borders on development. Once the presidents have been zoned to the southeastern region of the country, then we begin to shop for the right candidate in that particular zone who will fulfill the developmental yearnings of Nigeria, the yearnings of good education, of good infrastructure, of steady power supply, of good security, and good health care and infrastructure and all that. This will enable Nigerians to focus the argument on competence and patriotism rather than on identity politics. And that there is no doubt that the Igbo people have people who are actually competent and credible to lead Nigeria to that area. People like Kiste Moalo, Peter Obi, Anyim Pius, David Umahi, and a host of others. But the argument, here's the twist, the argument of those who are opposing to zoning is equality. And the first argument is that those from the pro-North group in the PDP, they argue that the 60 years of PDP were actually overwhelmingly in the hands of Southerners. That is, President Olusegun Obasanjo and President Goodluck Jonathan took almost 13 out of the 16 years that PDP was in power. And it was only a meager 3 years that was left for the North under President Yaradua. The second argument of those opposing zoning is that the Igbos don't have the numbers. And since politics in democracy is a game of numbers, that the Igbos can actually win the presidency for their own party. That with the number of votes in the North and Northerners, that the Igbos will actually not win if the opposing party should choose the Southerner, a Northerner from the other party would win the Igbo from the other party because they don't have the numbers. The third argument of those that oppose zoning is that they argue that zoning is not enshrined in our constitution, and that wherever there's no law, there's no offense. That the parties are free to zone the presidency to throw it open from any citizen of any part of the country. That the APC and PDP can pick any candidates from any part that they want, and no court of law can annul it. That power rotation and zoning is not a legal matter, but actually a mere political understanding. That's the third argument of those that are opposed to zoning the presidency. So, where do you stand in this argument of whether the presidency should be zoned to the southeast or should be thrown open to all Nigerians? Do you support zoning the president to the southeast or not? What are your reasons? Share it to us in the comment section and wait as we further analyze the issue. Thank you so much.